Hey, welcome to another episode of Adventures with Janis, the party bus. Hey, let me get you caught up of where we're at so far from last Saturday, where I started working on the stereo speaker wires and the amplifier wires and getting those mounted. So let me get you caught up real quick. Last Saturday I worked on the stereo wiring system and got all those moved from that side of the bus here to the middle. I'm gonna run them down. I've got some. I had to order some more speaker wire because some of the wires that they used here and the way they spliced them together and everything was just not safe. And I'm surprised that the stereo even worked. So I ordered some more. They'll be here today. Also got to looking at the antenna, and the antenna wire that connects into here, they actually spliced together to make it fit for this radio, and it goes right over there in that corner. So that was only had one wire attaching the antenna, so I'm surprised it even worked. We did finish the flooring. We got all the rust sanded off, got it cleaned up enough to where I could paint it, so we're pleased about that. And so now what we're working on is the cabinet with the ice box. So I started working on it yesterday, took it apart, checking the hinges. Today I'm going to take out this sink and get it all cleaned up, and I've got to work on the pump that's back here. It's a hand pump that pumps water from the 7-gallon water container, which is right here, which I also got to start cleaning up. And so I'm just kind of taking it apart, cleaning it up, because all this down here, the flooring of it, is just all nasty. I mean, it was black dirt and grime and stuff over the years. So I got it cleaned up. This here is the ice box that goes inside the cabinet. It was all dirty and nasty. So the only thing I did was just paint the inside, get it all cleaned up. We're not going to use this as an ice box. It actually has a tray, this tray right here. Let me get this out of the way here. So this tray right here actually sits down in here, and like this, and it's got a port on the bottom that a hose hooks up and goes out that back right there. So when the ice melts in here, the water drips down that tube, and then it runs out the bottom of the bus where there's holes made in the bus. It's about right here. But I haven't cut those out yet. Waiting to get that cabinet done. And I'm gonna cut this out, carpet out. There's holes already made through the bus. So we'll do that when we get ready to put this cabinet back in. But I took the door off. The door is down here. I repainted it on the inside. The last people that had it, I don't know why they did this, but this actually had a shelf molded onto this plastic piece, and they decided to cut it off, unfortunately. So I can't find this piece anywhere. I can find the whole door assembly, but people are wanting way too much for it. So we're just gonna roll with it like it is. I've got to replace the handles on it. I've got some of those ordered. So we're actually going to use it for dry storage for like food, cans. So when we go camping, this will be kind of like our pantry instead of an ice box. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna get back working on it, try to get it put back all together today, and wait for the wiring for the stereo, and then show you the finished product of how far I got today. All right, we got the ice box in. We got it secured in with these little nails, and so that's what it looks like in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at putting the water tank back in and the plumbing for the sink. This is what came out of the bus, so I might have to go and get some pieces from the hardware store, from Home Depot or somewhere, to finish it up, because there's piping that comes out of the top up here that goes to the roof of the bus right through there, and then there's a vent cap up there at the top. So that's for when you're draining it, draining the water tank. And if we had gray water tank, it would need a vent also to drain it, but we don't. So, and right now, since the pump on the faucet is not working, we won't be using this at all until I can get that repaired, replaced, or whatever, and then we'll go back to using it. So let me finish this up, and then I'll show you the result. So I'm working on the pump for the faucet for the sink, and here is the housing, and it's like a piston in there, a plunger, that whenever you pump this piece goes up and down like that, and it goes in this little reservoir right here, down in there. But when I took it out, there is a marble that was in there, and I guess that stays down on that hole whenever you pull water up in it, and then whenever you quit pumping to keep the water in the reservoir, this marble falls back down on that hole. So we're gonna give it a try and see. Great ingenuity, the German ingenuity back in the 70s. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up and put it all back together and see if it works. Well, the faucet works on the sink. You just got to remember to prime it before we start, or not, it's not going to be able to pull a vacuum to get the water to come up. Yeah, there we are. All right, so we got the ice box installed. We've refurbished it, cleaned it up, got it installed. We're going to use the ice box more as a pantry versus an ice box. So let me show you what all we did to get it installed. Down here at the bottom, right here, we had to cut a hole in the carpet for the plumbing for the for the sink drain, and for the drip tube for the tray, ice tray that's in the ice box, to go through the floor. And it comes out right there, and that's from the drain. So I just put a cap on it for right now, but whenever we do stop and get ready to use it, the only thing I just undo that cap, and also made an adapter to put like a hose on it, to run it somewhere, or run it into a jug or something like that if we're at an RV park and we're wanting to use it. So yeah, This pipe right here is actually the original pipe that came with it in 1970. It's the vent tube. Uh, if we had a gray tank and we was going to drain it, you would have to have a vent tube. So all this does is it just connects into the to the drain for the sink. So that's what that is right there. And basically it comes out the top, and then on the outside, about right here, underneath this top here, there's actually a cover for the with a vent on it. So so this right here is the pump that you saw in the video for the sink, and it actually works, but we're not going to use it because you're going to have to prime this thing, and this is the original faucet, and this seal right here doesn't seal real well, so whenever you do use it, water just goes all over the place. So this right here is just a board or extension, countertop, cutting board, whatever you want to use it, but it's a cover for the sink, and you can use it for whatever. This right here is actually where the water fill is for the 7-gallon water tank. So you can just pop that off, stick your water hose down in there, or fill your water tank ever how you want to. So yeah, this is all I did with on the sink was get some Scotch-Brite and cleaned it up, and then got some aluminum cleaner like for your kitchen, and then just cleaned it up, and it cleaned up pretty well. It did. Replaced all the handles on the doors, and on this one right here is just a shelf. I mean, just a a cabinet. We'll probably put cooking stuff in here or whatever Kelly wants to put in here. So yeah. And then this here is the ice box. So you saw in the video where I just cleaned it up, repainted it. This here's the drip tray. We don't have a tube that goes through it to it right now, because we're not going to use it as a drip tray. So I'm not going to put a tube going down through the floor. So, but it cleaned up real well. I'm going to make a strap with some buttons on it to go right here. That's just to keep it closed when we're in travel. And then you got this little, what they call a grocery table, and a sideboard table right here. It works pretty well. It's original to the bus. And then you have what they call a spice rack right here to put your spices or whatever you want to put there. So and then it just folds down. So yeah, that's it. There was a piece of paneling right here that is like this up here at the top, but it was, I mean, it was coming apart. So the only thing we did was we used that same board that we used for the side panels, and just made a piece right here to cover that up. And then we also made a piece, and I've got pictures that I put on the video of, he's kind of hard to see, but put a panel right here behind the sink and everything to kind of just close that up. Let's see if I can get over here. But yeah, so it just closes up the back of it where it's not open and exposed. So. So yeah, we it wasn't that hard to get in. The main thing was getting this piece right here in without breaking it, because trying to get it when you got it screwed in down here and then trying to fit it in this hole right here, it just doesn't it doesn't work. So you have to finesse it and hold your mouth just right and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, that's the ice box. We also mounted the table. All right, and this is what it looks like when it's not folded down during travel. This leg right here, it folds up and then is secured up underneath there. We had to order this part right here that goes along with that piece down there at the bottom from the UK, from a V-Dub parts place that they actually make parts that you can't find anymore for Westfalis. So yeah, so that's basically what this does. Is when you put this down, the leg just kind of screws in to that plate down there into the floor, and it secures it. So then you just unscrew it, and then it just pops up. You fold the leg back underneath it, strap it down, and then just secure it to the wall there during travel. So yeah, so that takes care of a lot here in the bus on the interior. We also put, let me get in here without knocking my head off. We also put this piece of trim in right here, and it keeps this panel right here. It covers it up, and I'm going to turn this light off right here so it don't run the battery down. So the only thing actually we have really left to do on the interior is do the curtains. Kelly's in the process of making the curtains. We'll put the curtain rods back up, and then we'll get those up, and then basically that's about it for the interior. Now, of course, there's a couple of little odds and end things that we'll need to do in here, but the majority of it's done. So, and I really think that the whole interior turned out well. Kelly's vision turned out really well, and so I'm gonna put some pictures up of what it looked like before when we purchased it, and to what it is now. So all right. So that's this episode of Janis's interior transformation, part 4. That completes this series on the interior, and we hope you enjoyed our journey in redoing this interior. Hey, Kelly and I would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. If you'd like to keep up with our adventure, make sure you click that subscribe button and click that bell for notifications of when we post new videos. Also, if you like the content, hey, give us a big thumbs up, and you can always leave us comments in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of Adventures with Janis. And remember, like we say in the V-Dub world, drop them if you got them. Peace and V-Dub life.